Hi, and welcome to my tutorial on how to make these cute crochet daisy earrings. This is a modification of my simple daisy crochet tutorial. If you'd like to make a full flower, go check out that video instead. To make your earrings, you'll need crochet thread in two colors, one for your center and one for the petals. Earring hooks, wire cutters, a 1.3mm crochet hook, the yarn needle, stitch markers, scissors, pliers, and 30 gauge wire. First, we'll start off with the flower center. You'll need two stitch markers, your hook, and center color. Start with a magic ring and put 6 single crochet in the ring. And again, that was 6 single crochet in a magic ring. Pull the magic ring tight, and then we'll move on to the next round. Now increase 6 times around, so that is 6 single crochet increases, a total of 12 stitches around. Now we work in the back loops. After your first single crochet in the back loop, place a stitch marker in the exposed front loop. This will mark where we start adding the center texture. Then continue with another single crochet and a decrease. So what you'll do now is another 2 single crochet and decrease. You're going to do that for a total of 2 more times. So you're going to have your first single crochet, place a stitch marker, another single crochet, a decrease, and then 2 more times you'll do a 2 single crochet and then a decrease. So you'll have a total of 9 stitches. And the last exposed front loop, place a stitch marker for this round. That's where we'll stop the center texture. For the last round, just do 9 single crochet in the back loops only. Again, that is 9 single crochet in the back loops only. Once you're finished with those 9 single crochet, then cut the yarn and leave a bit of a tail for closing up that back. Now we'll move on to the flower center texture. Put a slip knot in your yarn and pull through the front loop where you place the stitch marker in round 3, so that first stitch marker that we placed. And then you're going to chain 2 and then slip stitch back into the original stitch. You're going to do this all the way around. So again, continuing around, you're going to do a slip stitch, chain 2, slip stitch back into that front loop, and then move on to the next front loop, slip stitch, chain 2, slip stitch back into the original exposed loop. So you'll have a total of 12 ridges all the way around. Once you finish your 12th ridge, you're going to go ahead and just slip stitch right into that first exposed center loop again. We'll cut the yarn and then weave it into the center at some point. You can do it now or you can do it at the end. It's up to you. I like to make at least a pair of earrings at a time, so I'll go ahead and make a second flower center. Now we'll start working on the petals. Petals are worked around the center in the exposed front loops from round 4 of the center. You're going to start off by placing a slip knot in your yarn, and then you will pull that through the front loop immediately following the last center ridge. So it starts off pretty similar to the center texture. Then you'll chain 5, and then in the second chain from the hook, you're going to do an increase, and then 3 single crochet down the rest of the chain. You should end up with 4 chain on one side and 5 single crochet on the other side. The extra single crochet at the top will make the midpoint of the petal. If you find it helpful, you can place a stitch marker there. So we'll repeat this process 8 more times. So again, it's slip stitch into that front loop from round 4 of the center, and then chain 5, and then an increase in the second chain from the hook, 3 single crochet down the rest of the chain, and then you start your next petal after that. So you'll do this until you have 9 petals on your center. The last slip stitch goes into the first front loop. In the second round, you crochet around 1 long piece of wire. I didn't cut the wire until I was finished with the petals so that I knew how much wire I would need left over. And in this case, since we're also making the earrings, I left a long tail of wire to start. So those beginning and end pieces of wire are what we're going to use to attach the earring hooks to our flowers. So for this round, you're going to incorporate that wire, essentially crocheting right over it. And what you'll do is 2 single crochet, half double crochet increase, 3 half double crochet in the middle stitch, and then you're going to reflect what you did on the other side. So it'll be a half double crochet increase, half double crochet, 2 single crochet, and then slip stitch into the center loop. And you'll do that so that you have 9 finished petals all the way around. So again, 2 single crochet, half double crochet, half double crochet increase, three half double crochet in the middle stitch, half double crochet increase, half double crochet, 2 single crochet, and then slip stitch into the center loop. And we'll repeat this until we have 9 finished petals. Once you finish your last petal, cut the yarn and arrange and shape your petals. Then cut the wire. In this case, I matched my starting length of a few inches. Your initial wire tail is too short, that's fine. Just make sure that this tail is long enough to use for attaching the earring hook. Now we move on to finishing. Grab a needle and weave in the ends of the flower center and the petals. I like to pull those threads straight through the back of the flower center. To secure the ends a little bit better, I just go ahead and tie them together and then cut the extra off and then tuck it all into the center, all nice and tidy. Now we're moving on to attaching the earring hook. This is what the back of a finished earring looks like. You can see that what I've done is twisted the earring hook into the ends of the wire from the petals. After twisting the wire, I hide the rest in the center of the flower. Alright, let's get started. So you're going to thread the wire through that earring hook loop. And then you're going to bend or fold the wire to the desired length. I line it up with about the edge of the petal and then start twisting the wire at that bend, but stop twisting once you get to the center part of your flower. I use some pliers to help me get a nice tight twist. You can achieve this with your fingers too. I just find it a little easier to use the pliers. Make sure that your earring hook is facing the right way. Just give it an extra twist if you need to, but it should look like that. So now your flower is basically an earring. We just have a couple finishing details left to make. Now to hide the wire ends, I'll just fold them a little bit, kind of make things a little bit more compact. I use the pliers again to kind of help me with the wire. Probably don't need them, I just find it to help a lot. So pull it through the flower center. And again, you'll see I'll grab those pliers again to help me pull that through. So just shoving it right through the center. Grab the pliers. And then what I'll do after that is I will twirl the ends and tuck it neatly into the center of the flower. So I've got that wire pulled through the center. You use the pliers, twirl it around, and then I'm going to go ahead and tuck it right into the center of the flower. So now all of our wire ends are hidden. And the last thing that we need to do is close up our flower back. So to do that, grab your yarn needle, and I am just going to pull that end around each loop in the back. So to close it up again, I'm just taking my yarn needle and I am weaving the end of that center tail through each of the loops. Once I've done that, I'm going to pull everything tight and then put a knot in it, weave the end, and then cut it off. And that's it. Now you have one finished earring, and you just need to make as many more as you want. Okay, so a little tip here, when you go to place the earring hook on your second flower, just line up the flowers on top of each other so that you can make sure that you're getting that wire length as close as possible to the other one. So then your earrings, when they're on your body or whoever's ears, they hang at an equal length. And that's it. That's all it takes to make really cute crochet daisy earrings. I really hope that you enjoyed making them. And if you do make them and share them on social media, be sure to tag me at Tina Paints. I'd love to see your finished earrings, and I really hope that you enjoyed making them.